Is it done? Is Wendell Antonowski...
Dead. What about the city?
Everyone pulled through. We've got it under control, I think. We just got here moments before you. People are exhausted and trying to catch a little sleep. But I'm sure they would prefer catching up with you.
I will keep that in mind.
And Murphy, good job.
What broke out of the lab? Oh, it's not on you.
So it's true. He's dead?
I am sorry that it did not happen in front of cameras.
That's all right. There's always another story. But tell me this. You killed the guy who started this all, exposed UEDs for what they are, and made sure they won't replace cops. You contained the riots and at least postponed the creation of Delta City.
What is your question?
After doing all that, why is no one celebrating?
That is not why we do this.
What a thankless job. Actually, maybe that's a story worth pursuing.
Would Channel 9 be interested?
Funny you should say that. I'm considering jumping ship. I realized that blindly chasing a story that would nail OCP made me hurt a lot of people who didn't deserve it. Mainly you. There's this local paper that does what I always said I wanted to do. They help people in the community and give them a voice. Oh, and it probably wasn't clear, but I tried to hide an I'm sorry somewhere in all this.
Noted.
I'm glad. See you out there, Robo.
You will.
Okay. So this is going to be Junior, I reckon.
You caught me sleeping at the desk. It's like I'm trying to convince you that I'm not cut out to be an officer.
We are all tired.
I talked to Reed and he said that someone from OCP already contacted him. Since the UEDs turned out to be a bust, they'll be reinstating everyone. Everyone that meets the criteria, of course. Since Becca no longer needs me, I think that's the end of my career.
Will that stop you from sending in another application?
What? No, never.
You can count on my recommendation, officer.
You do that for me? I don't know what to say. Thank you, RoboCop. It's been an honor.
Okay, so we helped him become a competent cop. My guess is this is Lewis.
So, Antonowski finally got what he deserved.
Damn right. No escaping the grave.
Okay. Oh no.
I'm so tired I can't move a muscle.
Oh, that's a shame, because the guy from the Holy Cow joint, he came by earlier and left a tray of burgers in the staff room as a thank you for our work.
Shut your mouth!
Okay. So you're the doc.
It is safe out there again.
Oh, thank you. But I felt pretty safe ever since you left me with your partner, Officer Lewis. Feisty little thing, isn't she?
She makes me feel safe too.
Usually I'm a little anxious about leaving my patients, but these past couple of days I've gotten to meet some of the people in your world. Despite your circumstances, you've made a good life for yourself, Alex Murphy. I'm confident in saying that I'm leaving you in good hands.
Thank you, Doctor.
You know, I've been selected to join the Committee on Integration of Cybernetic Organisms into Society. I think it's important for people to know what I've learned here with you. I'll pass my conclusions along, and I hope OCP will do right by you. At least this one time. Goodbye, Alex.
You don't look so hot. Was your neighborhood affected by the riots?
I don't know. Once they begin, I was too afraid to leave this place. I locked myself in a storage locker.
I get it. I'd probably do the same. This precinct really makes you feel secure.
Last but not least, Lewis. This is called Another Shift. Oh no, it's Pickle.
We got Wendell.
Over the course of our relationship, I've grown enough to admit that it was mostly you who took down Wendell. So, good job, Tin Man. That guy brought a lot of suffering to this city. The phone calls I got from people begging for help made my stomach turn. It was overwhelming. At first, I didn't know what to do.
But that did not stop you. You proved competent.
Not to pat myself on the back, but I really did. Just, who knew that selflessly helping others is so exhausting?
And rewarding.
Yeah, you may be onto something there. I checked on the folks that called in to make sure they're safe, and they were. But now, I need to catch up on my beauty sleep. I can't believe I'm the only one here. Don't they know there are mattresses back here?
They probably mind the vomit stains.
Beggars can't be choosers. See you around, partner.
Okay, there wasn't.
Lewis was looking for you. She's in the locker room.
Now it's Lewis.
That you, partner? You're back. So it's done.
It is.
Did Wendell do one of his kill him speeches after which he always leaves?
He did.
What a cheeseball. So, are you gonna stand around like that the whole day? Come on, sit down. A lot of things have changed since I wasn't around. For one, I've heard that there's another woman in your life.
Another woman?
Dr. Blanche? Seems that you two spent a lot of time talking together. I'm glad that there was someone you could lean on while I was away. You've been under a lot of pressure lately. It felt like every night at the hospital I was seeing your face on the news. People trying to dissect your every word, question who you are, your past, your future. I wanted to say how proud I am that despite having all those people look at you under a microscope, you remain so composed. I know I wouldn't handle it that well. So, how did you do that?
I had help.
Oh, that little thing?
It served as a reminder of who I am, who I have always been.
A great police officer?
Among other things.
I just want you to know that if you ever need to talk...
I know, Lewis. Thank you.
So, what's next for us, partner?
Our morning shift is about to start.
I'll get my gear.
You've got to see this!
Moments ago, what was reported as an unidentified creature has entered the OCP headquarters and is creating havoc. Reports of numerous casualties are coming in. No one seems to know what caused the chaos, and most importantly, who is going to stop it.
I guess the shift's starting early. Ready, partner?
I was born ready.
That doesn't look good.
What the hell? It's like a hurricane came through.
Stay alert.
Your country needs alerts. from the ashes. Okay.
At least we have chopper support.
No such luck. That's a TV helicopter.
They're here already? We have wounded. What happened here?
It was furious. It destroyed everything in its path.
What did?
A monster.
Robo, I'm in the Channel 9 helicopter. I'm seeing a lot of movement on the executive floor.
I know exactly where that is.
We need to get up there.
No, get the injured out of the building. I will handle what is up there.
You sure?
Positive.
You heard him. Let's evacuate everyone. Hurry up.
Okay. Guess we're going to find out what escaped.
We're finding more and more wounded, and they're all giving me consistent descriptions. So unless everyone is getting it wrong, there's an old friend waiting for you upstairs. You can expect...
Trouble?
That's right.
Make sure there is no one left in the building.
Will do, partner.
An old friend.
I see you. That thing just moved to the western corner of the executive floor. It's something.
Okay. Let's start this way. Okay.
What a massacre!
Are you getting this?
All of it. That's the OCP board you're seeing. They were supposed to vote on the new CEO. I guess someone didn't like the candidate they chose. OCP is finished after this.
Oh joy. What about my warranty? That's where we came from. Sounds are getting louder.
Be careful.
What do you want from me? RoboCop! My #1 guy. There seems to be a misunderstanding.
Old man.
RoboCop, I wanted to leave you a message before I undergo this procedure. It has been a long and laborious process, but it has given me the opportunity to observe you closely.
The old man! That you? I didn't know! I didn't mean to!
Only now do I truly understand what others see in you. I realize why they cheer you on. Root for you. And it is because they can look past your metal exterior and see that somehow you haven't lost your humanity. That puts my mind at ease. You made me realize that I do not have to fear what is about to happen. I can remain human, as you have. Selfless and devoted to something bigger than myself. Uncorruptible. And that is what I always strive to be. Good luck, Murphy. I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for us.
You sold the city's future. That leaves one question. scrapyard or prison, creep.
Murphy, what the hell was that?
Just an old friend.
Okay.
Do you need backup? I repeat, do you need backup?
Negative. The evacuation zone.
Copy that.
Yeah, I do need backup. Ooh, that's not good. At least we've got a weak spot. Whoa. Whoa.
Those sounds are making me nervous. Are you sure you're all right?
Affirmative.
Oh, we've gone down a floor.
You will not win this.
Oh, this can't be good. This is gonna hurt.
Where the hell are you? I've lost visual.
We went downstairs.
What? Murphy, we got everyone out. Be careful. The building will not hold. You need to get yourself out of there.
I am in the middle of something.
Ooh, I tried getting out of the way. Ooh. Okay. Where are you? Come on. Okay. Ooh. We'll go around this side. Okay. Ooh. Coming around this side. Okay, round this side. Whoa. Which way are you going? Oh, go. That didn't work out. Okay, another phase.
Going somewhere?
Okay, now our plans are crapped out.
Robo, I don't like what I'm seeing. The building's actually shaking. Get out while you still can!
Oh, go. Okay. Okay. That's not good. Okay, let's keep this between us then. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Come on. Yes.
Murphy, you need to get out of there. It's about to collapse. The building's evacuated. There's no one else inside. You need to save yourself.
Save him.
There is one more person here that needs saving.
What? Murphy?
We are not done yet.
see anything. Move closer.
Negative. When the building collapses, the dust cloud will choke the engine.
Oh my god! Murphy!
No! No, no! Wait! I see something!
Is that him? Talk to me!
It is me, Lewis. It has always been me.
Another week passed since the OCP's magnificent giant has fallen. OCP's new CEO assured us that the destruction of its headquarters will not stand in the way of finishing Delta City. Japanese corporation Kanemitsu has already shown interest in OCP's most prominent project. We at Media Break welcome them with open arms. Delta City, yokoso! From the City of Wonders, we're back to Detroit. The city's debt has reached a new peak. Re-elected Mayor Cusack, asked about his plans for reform, said he had other plans instead. OCP is the weakest it's ever been. We'll sue them, even if we need a Japanese lawyer, he assures us. Now it's time to introduce a new segment, You the Detroiters, where we share feel-good stories from our local communities. Disgraced Senator Farrell took hostages at the local theater and called for his reinstatement. However, a former vagrant and the theater's newest employee managed to defuse the situation. When asked why he decided to risk his life, Pickles, a European cinema connoisseur, said that it was simply disrespectful to interrupt the screening. Let's just hope Pickles does not influence the theater's movie selection. Next up, Sunblock 5000 model nearly torn to pieces by an ED 209 after not adhering to the 209's instructions. The dispute over a parking space could have turned deadly if it wasn't for Dr. Olivia Blanche, a seasoned psychologist who managed to keep a cool head during the 209's intervention. Dr. Blanche's new book, Coping with Loss, is said to be of value to both people and machines alike. A defamed reporter funded by terrorists after trying to illegally broadcast a hit piece aimed at OCP, Samantha Ortiz has been spotted collaborating with a terrorist group led by a woman known in the underworld as Bertha. OCP denies. We're sorry for the disturbance. Fortunately, this time it was a minor one. Let's move on. A new world record has been set in Detroit. A man called Funeral Bob attended his 1000th funeral this year. The record-breaking funeral belonged to Max Becker, a former OCP executive. As it turned out, Bob was its only attendee. The OCP delegation did not arrive due to a rescheduled business meeting. We hope the meeting went well. Moving on. The owner of a local restaurant, Onion Baji, in cahoots with a ring of zoo thieves. The restaurant was proved to source the ingredients through crime. The arrest was made by a rookie neighborhood cop, Ulysses Washington, and according to his statement, it wasn't the first animal he had saved. One question still remains unanswered. What happens to RoboCop's human status? Mayor Cusack distances himself from RoboCop and leaves no doubt that he will not be advocating for granting him human rights. RoboCop's efforts have prompted a public conversation.
I hope OCP doesn't take him off the street. Who will protect us then?
Ah! It's RoboCop! Robo, I love you!
Reverse, skeleton speaker, pure pandemonium.
To many more years on the force, RoboCop. It's been a busy time for Detroit, but the cloud that lowers over the city is lifting as police end their strike. We're ready to serve, said Officer Ann Lewis, who returned to duty despite her recent injury. What heroism. Detroit can sleep soundly tonight. The question is, for how long? That's all for today. This was Casey Wong. Until next time.
So, that was RoboCop Rogue City. I oddly quite like that. It's definitely got some barriers for people who are like the fan of the first two films, which involved Weller, because it's just really bizarre knowing the characters they're trying to use as side characters in it, but they're not the original people, so they've got in stand-in voice alikes, as to say, and like the old man and Sergeant Reed were close, but not quite right. But again, that's kind of legacy from the original films, and that would always be difficult to resolve that sort of problem. I like what they did with it. I liked the game structure. I had a bit of a problem the fact that they reused the same city piece. But at the same time, the way the story worked, when it's all out chaos out there and you start getting things over the dispatching, whereby it's saying there's a problem at the tattooist, you know? Because you'd done that beat so many times, you kind of knew where you were, even though in that instance I couldn't remember where the tattoo parlor was, but it was like the games place, the laundromat. And that was good, because it like actually challenged you in regards to, have you paid attention to what you've been playing? Don't know what I think about having a skill tree. I mean, I just ended up putting in points that would make sense to me, so yeah, it's certainly an odd one. Out of the RoboCop games that I've played in the past, I think this is the one that's definitely dealt with the subject matter with the most amount of respect. It was definitely nice hearing Weller reprise the role. I definitely have a feeling the reporter... This is one of the things I wanted to say anyway, because given how they did Terminator Resistance, they kind of had a slightly different DLC, because you had the Terminator DLC where you actually played as a Terminator, and then you had a story expansion that really did tie in to Terminator 1 film, The Terminator. So the way they've left it with the reporter, I definitely think this game has got a DLC coming. And if they follow the same structure as before, it'll be like an extra option in the play, because that's how they did it in Resistance. So it won't be incorporated into the core game. It'll be like a sub-content. So it'll probably be a different part of the city that's rendered. And they'll probably have like a home base that you go to between, and a couple of set pieces. It's definitely... I've had my eye on this game. One of the things that I got frustrated about is one of the very first trailers that they released. If I have an opportunity, I will probably clip in the trailer that I'm talking about now, and there's at the end of it, it's the announcement trailer for getting Peter Weller as the voice actor. And I thought that the look of Robo was spot on in the way that they delivered it. But because I'd seen that, that's kind of what I expected RoboCop with his helmet off to look like, which is quite jarring, because that's what I saw, that's what I expected. But Robo with the mask off doesn't look right. I think it's definitely down to lighting. I think if I go into the options, I think gamma, I've got it set all the way down. And I think it's too bright for... I think in the precinct it should have been a bit darker. It was definitely spot on when he's doing the city scenes at night. But it's definitely an interesting one. So, I think for about the last 5 years, this is going to be a tangent, as to say. Well, before I go on my tangent, this music is definitely making me remember the fact that they did a great job integrating the actual musical themes of the RoboCop films into the game. That's fantastic. Another little quirk, which again is a double-edged sword. I thought Robo in a static posture moved too much. If you actually watch Weller's performance, because obviously this has made me rewatch RoboCop 1, and probably after this I'm going to sit down and watch RoboCop 2. He's a lot more static in his movements, whilst in the actual game they gave him like idle animations of a normal person, and it just doesn't quite work correctly. I think the staticness of Peter Weller's performance in the suit was purely down to movement restriction, and it kind of added into that entire aspect of it. But overall, I think they did a good job. Just cinematically think it should have been a bit darker visually, not like more gruesome or more harrowing. I kind of like the fact that you have the interaction with certain characters, and judging by that newsreel at the end, it's kind of done a Fallout whereby it keeps track of the choices that you've made and how it affects. So I think those endings would change depending how you've interacted with people. But the tangent I was going to go on about. For 5 years now, I've been thinking about like RoboCop and the fact it hadn't had a game that had done it any justice, and I will add to that until now. So I played with the idea in my head about what could you do RoboCop as a game now, and I did some searching on the internet, and if you can believe it or not, there's a company out there that you can actually buy the license to use a 3-dimensional version of a city that they've actually mapped. It's not textured or anything like that, it is purely how the city is. And you could get the city of Detroit for about $70. Obviously in a game, in this sort of thing, you'd have to definitely have a more interesting conversation in regards to actually using it, because you'll be using it with the aim of making profit from it. So yeah, I reckon the licensing would work differently in that. But I thought that the way that you could do it is they've been trying to look at a way to like reboot RoboCop for the new generation. And if you got Delta City, Detroit, and you'd made a few architectural changes and probably scale it back a bit in regards to limits where the player can go, and you could put those limits as in RoboCop can only work within a certain district, as to say, so you can confine it. So I reckon you'd end up with a map, not the full Detroit, but a map about the size of Grand Theft Auto 3, and you take RoboCop in that direction. And rather than continuing like this continues on from RoboCop 2, you could actually start afresh, and like the beginning part of the game could be you as Alex Murphy, and you play through that entire sequence and you kind of become RoboCop, and you could play out the events of RoboCop 1 and RoboCop 2 and add into it Frank Miller's original vision for what ended up being, well, it's a difficult one because RoboCop 2 kind of is Frank Miller's, but it isn't. Parts of his idea was left out because it was deemed unfilmable at the time. But some of those ideas went into RoboCop 3. And you could actually tell those narratives. And like this introduced the entire thing of triggering memories, and you could have locations that you go to that trigger memories, which would make more sense than a lighter going off. It'd be like location specific things. You would end up being able to solve your own crime and go after the Bodica gang and so forth. It'd be able to fill in the gaps between RoboCop 1, RoboCop 2. I definitely thought that was a way to go. Kind of, like I say, an open world in every sense of the word, but restricted to a police district, and that's what RoboCop works in. If anyone wants to use this idea, I haven't put a claim on it. I'm definitely like what Tritan, I'm not sure how you pronounce the name of the developer, but I definitely like what they've been doing. They did a good thing in regards to Terminator. They've done a good thing here with RoboCop. If these people are for an opportunity sitting and actually listening to this, bang up job, like what you're doing, and please, would you consider doing this sort of treatment to Judge Dredd? Because it's all here. What you would need for Judge Dredd to work is in this game, because Judge Dredd is pretty similar character arc, as to say, and the way that they are, and I think you'd do a great job with it. So all in all, if you're watching this, I hope that you do consider picking this game up. I enjoyed it. I reckon you'd enjoy it, and there's some choice out there, so you could do things different to me. You could find stuff that I didn't notice, didn't pick up on. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm definitely going to say now, thanks for watching. Till next time, have a good one.